Okay, so in today's movie, I'll give you an update on these charts to show you what's going on. By the way, we're once again at a very important point in time. That was a few days ago when we last talked about this. We were all the way up there before and the line held, which is beautiful. Then we went down again. Okay, guys, everyone is happy about this. But this was one of those rare times, guys, because there wasn't supposed to be a report going out because the government was shut down. Okay, it was a rare case and they just want to use a pump to secure us. That's why they brought this great news. While the White House says there will be one, it's possible that there won't be one next month. In a way, it's bad when things are shut down, but this one should end soon. The true truth about CPI or inflation is that prices have gone up over the last 5 years. Yes? Guys, it's always gone up here over the years. Okay? So do you think we're really going down? The chance of 2 more rate cuts in 2025 is now at an all-time high of 85%. Look at this. Inflation is going down. That's the first check mark then. Okay? Then the chances of 3 rate cuts in 2025 are at an all-time high of 85%. Wow. This makes the market think that the Federal Reserve will make 3 more cuts this year. If that shows up, guys, it's explosive. There it is, another big fat tick. What's number 3? You know, the lost piece of the puzzle. We've been waiting for this one for a long time. This is what the Federal Reserve ends QT, the last tick. Well, do you think there is going to be a crypto boom soon? We could tell from this figure. Okay, we're at a very important point in time right now. But I think what they're doing here is getting ready for the 26th blast. I think there needs to be some kind of explosion, right? They can't end this crypto loop until everybody is happy. That's just silly talk to me, right? Not true. I think that if they know that a crash is coming, they will blow up all cryptocurrencies to unimaginable heights before the collapse even happens. That's our whole idea then. But for now, let's look at what's going to happen to cryptocurrencies in the near future. Where were we when we last talked about this chart? Look around. I believe this, guys. Okay, I think we're talking about how to keep this cash on hand, right? Take a look. So I think, okay, so before, I think we were right here. Okay, I also said we need to save this cash, right? Tomorrow, not right now. Because if they want this cash now, right, that's how it would have gone up. Is that right? They held the line. We were dumping, guys, after that. We have been dumping, right? Or at least this picture shows it. That must mean cryptos are going up, right? Cryptocurrencies go against this picture, guys. Okay. Okay, guys, here's a movie. We now know, and here is the film. Wow, XRP was worth $2.33. By the way, this happened a few days ago, right? What I said about this, that's a UCC dominance chart, all right? Can you guys see that something is going on with this chart? Right on. It looks like liquidity is building up to the upside, right? Guys, XRP is going to be worth about $2 if this chart goes above the last wick, since it's not going to end and it will go for the cash to go up. But it's fine if this chart stops below this level. No matter where it stops below this level from here, that's great because they'll come back for this later, right? If they dumped it here, they'll probably come back for this cash later, maybe a few weeks or months from now, right? So if that's the case, guys, those should be bottoming out soon. That's what I'm betting on, right? About XRP. Okay, so we were here. Sorry about that. Guys, we're right there. We have been selling since then, and XRP has been going through the roof, right? Which is great to see, but now things get scary, okay? We need to talk about XRP and how it fits in here. The reason is that, guys, look at where we are now on our North Star chart, right? We're at a very important point in time. This choice needs to be made right now because things are very important, okay? We're currently facing pushback, and it's a big one. How many times do they hold this area as support and resistance? Several times, right? For XRP to be strong, it needs to break above this level. If it stays below 250 once more, that's fine. It's now around 252 cents. It will be bearish if it stays below this level, right? That would mean we're in a range again, right? The next level of support is at 221, but I think we still need to hold on here, guys. Don't forget that this USTD dominance chart must not go below this wick. It can't go above that wick, right? You can bet that they will raise it if it does. It needs to stay below that wick. To get XRP, we need to break through this support line at 252. If it doesn't, that's bad news for bears because it means it will be turned down again, right? It will be hard to get above that level, and the next one will be at 270. After that, it will cost $3, okay? That's XRP. Let's look at Bitcoin's picture now. Okay, so Bitcoin is having a bad time, right? We did hold the line, but right now, guys, on the lock chart of our North Star guide for Bitcoin, we're at resistance, which is a lot of trouble. As you can see, it was held up more than once as support. Since it broke through, this area is now being used as resistance. Bears, bad news. Let's go above this level, which for Bitcoin is about 113,000, okay? Keep an eye out for these two levels. The price of Bitcoin must go above 113,000. If it doesn't, that's bad news because it means that support is becoming resistance, which means that the price will continue to fall. This level should be used as help, not as a barrier, okay? We need to go over 113K for Bitcoin and over $2.52 for XRP. Just get above those two levels and the moon will show up, right? Also, don't forget about our UCT and that great diamond chart on the RSI, okay? We're seeing the triple bear split happen right now, so we need it to keep going. That's all we need to see. Now, here's more shocking news from JP Morgan. As crypto continues to work its way into Wall Street systems, they are letting their big clients use Bitcoin and Ethereum as collateral for loans. Thanks for the tip. This is another example of how quickly life changes. So, reportedly, JP Morgan announces that by the end of the year, they will let institutional clients use their Bitcoin and Ethereum holdings as collateral for loans. This is a big step forward for Wall Street's use of cryptocurrencies. That's a little crazy because it means you could use your Bitcoin or Ethereum, which I honestly think are the two worst coins, as protection for loans. But that's also a bad thing. On the one hand, that's a nice choice. Do you know why? You know what would happen if cryptos crashed, right? Yeah, I don't think that would look very nice there, do you? So it's risky, but it's not likely that cryptos will crash, as some or most people think. Even though it's not likely to happen, we all think it will at some point, right? So even though it looks shiny, I wouldn't do this. I think there's a danger here, guys, and you shouldn't mess with it. People who know about the situation say that the program that is available all over the world will use a third-party custodian to keep the promised tokens safe. So the growth shows how quickly crypto is being integrated into the main parts of the banking system. As the value of Bitcoin rises this year and the Trump administration lowers legal barriers, big banks are beginning to lend more digital assets. I still don't understand why XRP wasn't added.